Hi and welcome back to Rara's Adventures. Today we are doing something a little different. We are visiting a local group in our community to spread what they have to offer for people with visible and invisible disabilities, and it's called the Hive. But before we start, if you've only just joined, please subscribe. That will really help support what we're doing, and give us a thumbs up and hit the notification bell. So let's go in and meet them. Today we're doing an interview with Helen, so thank you for letting Rara's Adventures come along and visit today, so you can share all about your Littlehampton Hive and what you have to offer. So I'm going to ask you some questions and so you can share about what you offer, how it started, etc.
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so what inspired you to start the Hive?
So with the Hive, I've always worked with children since the age of about 13. I've got 5 children of my own. I currently own a children's toy shop, and I decided that I wanted to go back to doing some work with children. And there is a shortage of that sort of side of things in Littlehampton.
Yeah.
And also my daughter, she's currently studying a level 3 in childcare. So it was to be able to provide her an opportunity to, when she finishes college, she's got this pre-set up business to take on and take it to where she wants to take it. So it's really about setting something up for one of the children.
It's family run.
So yes, it's a family run business. Everything what's been done, like even the decoration side of things and stuff, it's all been via the family. So my dad, he's nearly 80, he's been in doing a lot of the maintenance work, up and down ladders. So it's all very family orientated.
Yeah.
What we like to keep it sort of thing as well. So
Brilliant. Okay, so who are you hoping to attract to the Hive?
So the Hive is open for all. So we're not going to exclude anybody. We do have the issue of being that it's an old building, that say people with more complex needs or are wheelchair bound but can't get out of a wheelchair physically. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, we wouldn't be able to do that, but that's not something like where we're looking at maybe linking in with another group what can do it. So we can signpost off into somewhere else in Littlehampton. It's still going to be Littlehampton based, who would be able to take on more of the complex wheelchair bound needs, but it's more for the fact that the building's so old, it's the doors are narrower, there's just nowhere to be able to adapt to with this building. But maybe in the future when Townsend takes it on, she may look at a bigger location, what then can bring that in. But we'll still keep the little Hive because it's a nice small building. I think it's really good for, say, children with SEN, where we can do smaller groups. So groups would be a maximum of 10 with a SEN session. But we're also opening up to doing baby groups. We've got preschool physical fitness coming, and we open for birthday parties. So birthday parties for all. And then we are in discussions with other local businesses to bring in some adult side things as well. So there's been talks of doing some adult art, adult karaoke nights. So a place where some people don't like going to pubs. So it'll be more something where they still can go out, meet some people, but not have to have that pub environment. So so that'd be quite fun as well.
Definitely.
Love those things on.
So where are you, because you're currently not open yet, are you?
No.
So when are you opening and what sort of times will you be opening?
Okay, so we've got our first birthday party this weekend.
Okay.
So we've got a 15-year-old twin birthday party this weekend. But we officially, the opening week starts next week. So from Monday we've got half price opening week, so all sessions are half price next week. So Monday, I'll try and remember off the top of my head now, Monday's stay and play, so that's open for everybody. Booking is highly recommended because we are limited spaces due to size, and that one is filling up quite fast. And that session is, they get to have little areas of like 6 areas of learning, so there'll be a bit of physical development, arts and crafts, knowledge and understanding of the world. So they'll all be about, so they have different ports they can go to and play, and it's about the parents playing with them or the parents having a chat with each other. Just like more of a social group, that one. Then on a Tuesday is rough and tumble, so that's more of a structured group. So that's from walking, so they need to be walking for that group, up to preschool, so before they go to school. So whatever age we're walking, my daughter started at 9 months.
Right.
So up to 4, 5 if they're not at school just yet. Some people keep them back. And that one is a structured group, so that's an hour session, so they'll come in and it's more structured physical, so it'll be balancing beams, beam bags, coordination, but just not all physical as in gross motor, but also the fine motor skills, so scissor skills and things like that as well. And then they have a little break and then we finish it with a really cool, very upbeat music and movement session before they leave, so they get hyped up before they go.
Excellent.
The times are all on the website because I can't remember them.
Yeah, which I'll put a link in down below.
But they are also, that week is the opening week timetable. They may change because we might move things around where we see that, oh, actually that needs to go there and that it's all new. So Wednesdays we've got another rough and tumble session. Thursdays we have our baby group. So that's for babies up to walking, and then they'll move on to rough and tumble. And then that will be again a structured group but for babies. And just because they're newborn doesn't mean that they don't learn neither. I think that's a big thing to put across as well, because a lot of people think that because they're babies they don't want to do anything, but they do get a lot out of play on the floor and tummy time and stuff like that. And then Fridays we have our special needs session, what is our smaller session, so that will be for 10 children. As you can see, we do have the lights and stuff like that. What's quite a good sensory environment, but also it'll be about sensory play and adapting to what the parents want from, maybe a parent wants the child to help them with speech. Because I am qualified Senko and portage work, we can build steps to maybe help parents overcome some of those barriers. Or using PIP cards and stuff like that and things. I do basic sign language, I do need to go and refresh that, but I have got basic sign, basic sign, but we use a lot of cards and communication cards and stuff like that as well to help that. And then there's another stay and play session in the afternoon, and then the weekends we've sort of kept free for birthday party bookings, except for once a month where we do. So next month is a Valentine's disco, so that's open for everybody. We have 2 sessions on a Saturday. We're going to mix the ages, mix it up a bit. If your child's got a SEN and everything like that, and then they can come along with ear defenders or something like that, things, so they can still be included in the discos. And then we'll have a preschool one on a Monday, where if you've only got younger children and you don't want them with the older kids, we have got the preschool disco on that Monday for Valentine's. And then Weekend March is a making tape for Mother's Day. They're going to be making soap flower bouquets, so really cool. So but there's something each month, and that's also on the Facebook page, what's on each month for between discos and makes and takes, they are up to Christmas when we have our big Santa's grotto experience. We've done that this year, and it'll be bigger next year.
Sounds amazing.
Same next year, it's this year now. You forget your January.
What are your hopes and goals for the Hive?
Hopefully a lot of people, the community gets stuff out of it. This is about them attending and getting something, new friendships. I can make new friendships. For me, it's getting back out the joy of working with children. And being able to help people. So, and for parents, hopefully, like I said, it's them friendships, gets them out of the house. A lot of people have had babies during lockdown, so they've been very isolated. So it's overcoming that isolation and mental health as well because of lockdown. And I must say, everything after each session will get fully cleaned, washed down. So it is very COVID safe in here. So they haven't got to worry about that, because I think there's so much worry, there's so much panic about that. I've also got all my jabs and boosted, and so's my daughter. So I know some, it's just to show that we are very much, it's on top of it, it's COVID safe, and it's just trying to get people out because of that. So 2 years of isolation, like with people. I met a lady who her baby's, I think, 7 months old, and she's not done any socialising. And at such a young age, it's important for them to have that socialising. But also not just for the baby, the parents haven't had no socialisation.
No.
She'd only moved to the area just before she had the baby, so she hadn't made no friends neither. So she's been very, very isolated.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to bring that and overcome that. And then in the future, hopefully my daughter will pass her course and she can take hold of it and put her own stamp on it and progress it to maybe keeping this small little hub, because I think it's important, because although it's small, it's nice.
It is.
But maybe having a bigger location if we needed it as well.
Yeah.
Which we hopefully will grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be following to check that out. So what do you offer for people who do have disabilities?
So with the disability side, like I explained earlier, we can't do the complex needs.
No.
But obviously physical disabilities, I've got a physical disabilities myself.
Yeah.
And I've got a child who's got physical disabilities as well. So it's pushing that side of things that they don't feel excluded. But we also want them to understand that they don't have to go out and buy all these expensive equipment neither. You can adapt anything what you have. You can adapt to children with SEN. It's not about buying a big fancy light and stuff like that. It's about using what you've got to adapt the activities to help them and support them.
I love that.
So like balls, for example, or say children with SEN, some children are chewers, so they chew a lot. So certain balls are no good because they just chew through it, rip the foam out of it, or some of the stuff that has squishy stuff in it is dangerous after they chew through it. You don't actually know what's products in that for them to be having in their mouth. So babies, I'm not associating children with SEN with babies, but say for example babies also chew.
Yes.
So all the balls have got to be hard anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not about buying these special balls because they're tougher. You just use balls what then are already there on the market at the normal price. Children with SEN, obviously every child's different. No child with autism's the same, no child with ADHD is the same. Everyone has their own quirks, and so some children with special needs love sensory play. They like getting their hands in the foam, they like getting hands in. But some children are like, I ain't touching that. No. So what we do there is we'll have the sensory play out, but we'll also have sensory play where they don't have to physically touch it. So they go in like Ziploc bags. So they still get the texture of the play, but without getting them their hands dirty. Then helps them to not then have a meltdown. So it's all about adapting, but obviously you go by each child. Because it's a small group, we can speak to the parents and go, you know, what's your child's interest and stuff like that. Do they need any support? Do they want help with something? You know, so it's not always just about having a SEN session for the children. It's also about having it for the parents, because some children with SEN as well, or in especially in schools, the parents have never met each other. They've never seen another parent because they put their child on transport. So we will be looking at doing at the moment our SEN sessions in the daytime, so it's more for the under fives, but we are looking at which day would suit, because it's hard because of transport. Some children don't get back till 4, half 4 at night, so looking at doing something where we can do something for the older children, so the ones at school can still attend a group as well. But it's finding the right time at the moment, because there's so much of a mix of, like, when you put it out there, like someone's like, yeah, I can do this one, I can do this one, so it's trying to find that happy medium of going, let's try and meet everyone's needs, but you can't always.
No. Oh, that sounds amazing, it really does. What disabled aids do you have in place for people who are interested in visiting but not sure what you offer for their needs?
So like I said, with disabled aids, we don't physically go all out to buy disabled aids, for the fact that we want to try and make it and show people how it can be inclusive. I mean, like for example, we've got the den making kit. So den making kit, all kids love making den, but maybe a child with SEN would like making a den. What then we've got like the lights, the infinity lights, and we've got fibre optic lights. They can go in that den. So then it makes them their own small little sensory den. But it's something what we've already got, what other children are going to play with and stuff like that as well. So it's adapting that side of things, we've got safety scissors, but then safety scissors are used for all children. So it's sort of, it's everything what we've got is adaptable. And it's understanding how it's adaptable, because some people don't know how to adapt it. So it's then coming to the group to go, actually, I've got that at home for my other child. I didn't think of using that for them to be able to do that. Obviously, some things we would get in, like if we have children with communication and they have PECS cards, we would get them sorted, but all children have different communication cards. So if we started to get a regular child that uses them, we would also get a set in. So we're not saying that we're not going to have disability aids at all. We will go with what children are here, and maybe a parent's like, oh, this is really good for my child. We would find something like that. So sometimes children like their weighted blankets, we've got the quiet corner there. We could get a weighted blanket in, so if they just wanted to go off into the corner that's a bit too much, they can. So it's working with, once we know what families we've got coming in, and working with their needs for the family and stuff like that.
If say they came to the party and they have additional needs and they need, say, different cups or stuff because they physically aren't able to use them, is that something that would be in place already here, or would they need to?
So if the parents booked a party and we're known in advance, that's something obviously we can get. But obviously we have the normal big cups, and we have got some handled cups in as well, because some children can't hold the normal cups. So we have sort of got that sort of thing in place. But if there's a specific cup, what they use, sometimes bring it along. You know, because some children are fussy about their cups as well, and they know it's not theirs. And then they won't drink out of any other cup because it's not their cup. So if they got that sort of, it's fine, bring it along. You know, if they've got a certain snack they like to eat at a certain time, it's not, as long as it's not, we're going to try and keep it that there isn't like nuts and stuff like that being brought in. Only because nut allergy is like, you know, as soon as it's in the air, it's in the air. So it's sort of very much that we're keeping it that it's a nut-free environment sort of thing. But it's, everything's adaptable.
They can always contact you.
They can contact me, they can message me, they can come and pop down and just go, look, I really like to come to your group. This is my child. How can you help me? I'm about in the daytime, because if I'm not in here, I'm in the shop next door. So I'm here every day, just one place or another. Just find me. Hide and seek.
Brilliant. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Just basically, like I said, popping in, come down, come and check it out. You know, we've got the open week next week. I am about, even if you're not booked into a session and you just want to pop in and just go, I just want to, especially people with special needs, send me a message if you're like, my child has this, what can you do for that child? Because some people are a bit scared to come at first. And to do that for initial thing, especially as well if there is people out there who have been isolated for the last 2 years, they're scared to leave the house and come. We can do things, we can pop around. I can pop around, honestly, especially like locally, because I don't drive. But I can pop along to make an initial visit so you can see me before you come out, if that's a big, you know, a big thing, and build that relation. And to parents as well. Any ideas of any groups, what people go, do you know what, they haven't got this, and I'd really like something like that. It could be, what about just for mums, you know, without the children. We're open to ideas, suggestions. Birthday parties, like we said, are open for all. Don't have to be children, can be adults. For a small adult birthday party, hen party, baby showers, we cover anything. It's a small location, so some people like that. And for adults, if it is about they want to have a drink as well, we can do that. So we've linked in with the restaurant that's in the courtyard, who then can sort of do that side of things. So it's all about trying to build it, linking with other businesses and stuff like that, and push it along in what direction the community want. I might think it's a good idea, but people might go, I don't like that one. After school club, we have got an after school club on a Tuesday, but we ain't got no bookings for that one. So I say So there is an after school club penciled in on a Tuesday after school.
Yeah.
Can't remember the time, but again it was on Facebook. But there's no one booked into that, so if people want that after school club, we do need to, otherwise that will get wiped out and something else will get moved in. So, or maybe it's the day I picked, so people might go, yeah, we want an after school club, but we don't want it on that day. So, it's, but there is one up for that too. And that would be a mixture of activities and stuff for the children and stuff like that as well.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for letting us come along today and do an interview with you.
That's okay.
So you can share what you're all about. We're going to do a little film around, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Show them.
Yeah, it's a bit empty at the moment, only because I had to pack it all away because we've got a birthday party on Saturday.
Yeah.
So everything's been stacked up and packed away. Packed away. But they would usually be equipment out. I'm not just going to bring people to an empty room.
Brilliant. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we wish you the best of luck. And we'll be watching you to see how it all goes.
Oh, cool, yeah. You'll have to come back later on.
We have really enjoyed visiting the Hive, sharing what they have to offer. So please check them out. I will be leaving all the links down below and website information and contact details. And don't forget, if you've only just joined us, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Lots of love and take care. Bye.